Hello everyone. Uh, so, uh, as per the gap and as per the case we have provided, that's related to the auction. So I have taken the topic is designing an auction for FCC wireless spectrum rights. So, the question and the case is asking also the suggestion there it is asking suggestion related to the consultant recommendation. So I like to move to another slide. Talking about the case overview, the objective of the case is the FCC's goal is to generate revenue from the selling wireless spectrum, right? It is competing in the bidding in the auction in order to generate the revenue from selling the wireless spectrum rights. So context is large telecommunication communication companies is a risk neutral bidders with identical valuation of spectrum rights but different estimates of true value. Since they are large telecommunication companies, and the rights, the price for the rights are very high. They always uh, try to minimize the risk, and they are neutral to the risk. So it means that they neither want to take the risk nor they want to averse the risk. They're naturally risk neutral in nature. So they want to buy the spectrum rights. But since they are different companies, and they might have different valuation to this to the spectrum rights, and they might put their money as per their valuation in the spectrum rights. So there are basically four types of auction in the market that exist in the market. So that is a first price auction, second price auction, say English and DOS auctions that has to be considered in this case. So moving to another slide. So auction goals and assumptions. Key assumption for this auction, for this case, is all bidders are risk neutral. So it means that they don't have a tendency of taking risk neither, nor they have a tendency of averting the risk and avoiding the risk. So they are generally risk neutral. They neither want to take risk nor they want to avert the risk. Key assumption, the main key assumption is this. FCC's goal is to maximize the revenue as they are bidding and they are competing in the market, and they are competing in order to buy the rights. Their main intention is to maximize the revenue. So market environment is identical valuation of a second right. Since they belong to a similar industry, telecommunication industry, they might have identical valuation of a spectrum right, but they have the different estimation of value. They might go through the similar identical process of valuation, but since they are different, their teams are different, their companies are different, so they might have different value. Uh, so uh, so for from their perspective, from their valuation, they provide the money, so they provide the amount for the as per the valuation, uh, as per their estimation of value of the product. They put their money. So moving to another slide. So auction type overview. There are, as I already said, there are four types of auction that exist in the market. So first is first price auction. So in this auction, highest bidder wins the bid and pays their bid. Like whoever puts the higher value of amount, higher value for the bid, and they take their bid and pays the amount as per the willingness, and as per their capacity, and as per their computation, and as per their value and their valuation, they put their money. So in second price auction, in this type of auction, like bidder bids with highest price all than others, and it eventually wins the bid, and but what happens is they pay the second highest bid amount. So the difference is that uh, they have one, and the differences that the second highest bidder didn't won, and the differences the price difference between two bid is the actual revenue and the actual profit they make from this second type of price auction. So third auction is English auction. It is generally it generally in the market, we can say English auction is the general practice in the market. So what happens in this English auction is that like bid is open, and the competitors bid along with their price increment, and whoever can put the maximum amount of value, maximum amount of price for the similar product, and they wins the bid. It is generally, mostly it is in the world, it is mostly in the practice in the world. So dot auction. So the fourth option for the bidding is a auction. In this auction, what happens is like bidder sets the price at maximum level, and the competitors uh, and they start to fall their price. They start to decrease their price until until the bidders bid at on range. So like it is a descending in order. So it starts from top, and until the competitors and until the bidders takes the bid and makes the bid, the price falls down, and ultimately it closes at certain level of price. So, talking briefly about first price auction analysis. So, revenue generation, bidders their bids below their true valuation to avoid overpaying. So, they firstly start from lower price in order to exit their true valuation. So, if they increase their price, even they increase their price, they can reach to their valuation and their prospection of or the price worth of that product, and they can make a sales deal in their valuation. So they start from low, and ultimately reach their price. So strategic bidding so requires estimating competitors bid, and it requires estimation of competitors bid, and which leads to lower revenue due to the conservative bidding. So it is highly competitive, and so it is highly competitive, and they have to put the highest amount of money in order to receive the such bid. So they need to analyze other bidders price, so that they could make the highest amount, and they could put the highest amount in order to get such kind of contract. So it has so less amount of profit, so it has less amount of revenue. So since they have to put the maximum amount of money they can afford, and they can work on the project. So it provides the uh, less amount of money. So it gives less amount of revenue, and it gives less amount of revenue. So talking about second price auction analysis. So in this type of auctions, so what happens is the bidder bids their true value since they pay the second highest bid. So it's done in closed environment as well. So bidder bids their highest amount of value that they can perform their work, and they can purchase the product, and they wins the bid. But what happens is they have to pay the second amount of money that the second bidder and the second winner is agreed to pay. Basically, they bid in the highest price, and wins the bid, and they have to pay the second bidder's amount. So the difference between such their estimations, their the amount, their willingness amount, and the second best bidder's amount is the actual revenue and the actual profit part for such bidders. So benefit is reducing the complexity of strategic bidding. So it reduces the complexity of strategic bidding, and potentially leading to the higher bids closer to the true value. So revenue comparison is a cool result in the higher revenue than the first price auction. So in first prize, they have to win the bidding competition, and they have to they have to actually pay the maximum amount of money to receive that auction sales. While in this competition, in this type of bidding, they win however they win the competition, they win the auction through the highest amount of money. But since they have to pay the second best auction price, so it requires less amount of money, and it requires less amount of cost for obtaining this type of bidding. So it is high. It is in comparison to second first price auction. It is more revenue generating, and it is more profitable. So moving to English auction analysis, it is a as I already said, it is a in practice in old markets generally auction goes in this way in the world market. So in this auction revenue generation, bidders openly see others bid and compete onto the price which is the highest bidder valuation. So it is done in open market, and everyone the competitors can see, competitors can hear the another competitor's price, and so the competition and the bidding uh, 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 goes uh, goes directly and in open environment. So outcome is a transparent bidding may push price closer to the true valuation. So since everyone is competing in the open environment, and everyone can see and everyone can hear competitor's price, so it is quite transparent in nature. So due to this, the price may push to the true valuation. So revenue maximization likely similar to similar second price, but live interaction. So revenue maximization is quite similar to second price auction, but in the second price auction, since it happens in closed environment and closed environment, not in open environment, but in this type of auction, live interaction and live bidding and live competition happens. So it is quite transparent and quite effective as well. So, so moving to DOTS auction analysis. So, the second most general accepted, generally practiced auction is a DOTS auction analysis. So it is also called as a descending auction. So it starts from top, and until the bidder bids the price and accepts the bidding price, the price it starts from top, and it starts falling gradually, and gets sold at certain level. So for this revenue generation, price starts from high and drops until the bidder accepts the price. So outcome is risk of early bids well below the true value due to the timing strategy. So due to the timing strategies, there is a time limitation as well. So so early bids may bid at a lower price, and others may not bid more deeper than the early bid. So there is a risk that early bidders may win the race. So revenue risk is less competitive pressure to drive up the price, potentially resulting in the lower revenue. So since it is start from the higher level, and there is a risk of not getting the bid after the bidder bids the price at a certain level. So the revenue and the combination and risk is so high that the revenue and the profit also decreases in the similar manner and the similar fashion. So recommended auction type is a second price auction. So talking about that, highest bidder wins the competition through the highest bid amount, but they have to pay the second bidder's amount, second price that their competitor becomes second with such price, and they have to pay that price. So second price is more profitable in nature, and I recommend that. These auctions will go should adopt the second pricing auction, since they want to maximize their profits, and they should want to maximize their revenue. So bidders revealing the true values without strategic underbidding. So bidders reveals the true values without strategic for underbidding. So likely maximization of revenue. So revenue gets maximized is they don't have to pay the actual amount, but they have to pay the second highest amount. So it is simplicity, and it is simple and fairness as well. So it generates the highest amount of profit among all four auction auction type. So operating rationale is with the neutral risk neutral bidders and risk estimates of the spectrum value or second price auction incentivize true value bids. So with the nature of risk neutral neutralness to this form. So it fits the best auction type in order to maximize the profit and in order to maximize the revenue, and it fits best due to the nature of these types of auction. So, concluding this slide and this case, FCC objective is objectives will be second price auction, and since it aligns based with the goal of maximizing the revenue, so it may fit their objective best than any other auction type. So, key takeaway is risk neutral since they are telecommunication companies. Firms are risk neutral, so and large telecommunication companies are likely to reveal their true values, and so they want to reveal their true values and their true amount of money they have willingness to pay. So making second prize auction the most suitable. If they take the second prize auction, then it becomes more suitable for all of them, since they are risk neutral, and they don't want to hide their true valuation, and they want to reveal the true valuation. So it is more likely, and it is more profitable, and it is more fit. It more fits second prize auction fits better in this type of auction type. So yeah, thank you.